Herzlich willkommen, Ladies and Gentlemen, zu einem weiteren Video auf meinem Kanal. Heute sehen wir uns den Destiny 2 Renegades Developer Livestream an. Vom 25.11. Da muss ich kurz auf den Kalender linsen. Genau, nächste Woche, am 2. Dezember, kommt es schon raus. Nicht mehr lange. Und ja, ich spiele es immer noch privat. Ich streame jetzt nicht mehr so viel. Ist gerade ja die Luft ziemlich Haus bei mir, aber mal gucken, ob sich jetzt damit wieder ein bisschen Hype generieren lässt. Destiny ist ja meistens so, dass wenn dann mal vor einem DLC ja ein Trailer oder was auch immer rauskommt, dass dann eben da immer noch ganz gut was ja geht vom Hype her. Mal gespannt, wie es diesmal ist. Es ist schon ziemlich down. Ne? Man hat so die letzten Wochen mitbekommen, es ist ganz schön wenig los da. So. Stellt mich mal ein. Und wir starten mal die Streammusik hier. Bupp. Dann hört ihr auch, was hier vorgeht bei denen. Ja, und jetzt müssen wir kurz warten. Noch 3 Minuten. Wir können den Chat hier noch einblenden. Von Bungie, nicht von mir. Aber immerhin. Da bin ich wahrscheinlich ein bisschen drüber jetzt, ne? Ja gut. Nobody likes Portal. Ja, da liest man schon ganz wilde Sachen. Naja gut, das geht's auch nicht sonderlich. Aber Nobody, keine Ahnung. Oh ja, Patch Notes gab es auch. Habe ich jetzt auch nichts zugemacht. Wie gesagt, das ist so mein Privatspiel eigentlich die ganze Zeit. Ich gucke immer mal wieder rein. Jede Woche so einmal ein bisschen. Ja, mache ich das, aber tryen tue ich auch nicht. Was für ein geiles Emote war das gerade mit diesen ganzen Leuten, die da. Habt ihr das gesehen? Was denn bitte für ein geiles Try to fail. Was ist das für ein geiles Emote hier? Ja. Renegades DLC, ne? Hier offiziell bei Bungie könnt das gucken oder ihr guckt es bei mir, wie ihr möchtet. Und ja, ich bin gespannt. Star Wars DLC, Star Wars mag ich. Um nicht zu sagen, ich liebe es. Schon immer. Schon als Jugendlicher mochte ich Star Wars, Herr der Ringe und Harry Potter. Und deswegen ist das hier eigentlich ein DLC, das könnte, ja, was heißt es könnte, ich habe es ja schon vorbestellt, sowieso, aber schon vor Fate Release quasi mitgeordert da gleich. Oder kurz danach, ich weiß gar nicht mehr, da wo es halt ging und bin dann halt da so der Meinung, das spiele ich auf jeden Fall noch, je nachdem, wie sich ja dann Destiny und Bungie vor allen Dingen sowieso weiterhin positioniert. Oh, da hat sich was geändert am Bild. Ja, wie sich Bungie und Destiny da positioniert jetzt in dem Markt und generell, wie das bei denen da aussieht, weiß man ja auch nicht, wie es da dann genauso weitergeht mit Destiny. Wie es da genau weitergeht mit Destiny, so meine ich. Oh.
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them. The time of guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
Der Todesstern.
I've been waiting so long for this. Dredge and hope.
Lass ich schnell, dass es jetzt hängt.
New cabal, the Barrent Imperium, sprung up out of nowhere across the system. That doesn't just happen. It's the Nine, and I'm putting together a crew to prove it. What do you say, weapon?
Der hat ja graue Haare wie Obi-Wan.
Welcome to the new Mars. Now the only law on Tharsis is the gun on your hip and the light in your hands. You'll do well here. I don't relish doing business with these leeches. But we need to find out what the Dredgen are after.
You crave justice. Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much? It's time to take the fight to the Imperium.
Finish it. And the Imperium is yours to lead. You will fall. The next time we meet.
Only one play left.
Ja, am 2. Dezember starten wir da rein. Jeden Fall. Wie ein Thomas auf jeden Fall.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome to Bungie, or
Hey,
our
DMG.
Cantina today. We have converted our stream room in celebration of our upcoming release, Destiny 2 Renegades, collaborative effort with Lucasfilm Games. We are so excited.
Der Torhammer, was
my
macht
name
der
is
da?
Dylan. I'm going to be your host
Nee, der
today.
Titanhammer, nicht
We
der
have a
Torhammer.
lot to go
Entschuldigung.
through. Have a few housekeeping notes before we dive in. Ultimately, if you are on Twitch, if you watch for 15 minutes, we have a fantastic emblem for you to earn, Seekers Not Saints. Make sure your Bungie.net account is linked and you will earn this reward. Additionally, our community team, hey community team, love you. They're going to be going through chat throughout this stream and after we raid Leopard Stealth, one of our good friends. We have 25 Year of Prophecy digital editions to be handing out. So make sure your DMs are open. Keep an eye out for a DM from Bungie. And yeah, you might get yourself a code for a platinum platform that we offer. So what are we talking about here today? We just had our launch trailer. Destiny 2 Renegades is launching in 7 days. Countdown.
Ja, in
right
7
now.
Tagen.
7 days from now, you're going to be in there playing. We got blasters. We got the Praxic Blade. We have a new Vidoc that actually we are sharing today. And this is going to be called Making of a Renegade. So after we watch our Vidoc, we have a panel of developers on the couch. We're going to be talking about the Lawless Frontier, our new activity that is coming with this experience, full of loot, full of fun experiences, and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's watch a new Vidoc, Vidoc 2, Making of a Renegade. Take it away.
This is Destiny with the Star Wars lens, like this really cool combination that hasn't been done before.
Oh ja, da sieht aus wie bei Jabba's Palast. Damit kriegen sie mich halt einfach.
Stay cool.
Wait, we gotta swat it up and play through. Oh yeah.
Ach ja, Ende Baumhäuser. Cool. Wie so eine Star Wars Map, ne? Von Battlefront. Battlefront 1, 2, die alten noch. Beziehungsweise, ne? Das neue 2er ist ja gigantisch gut, ehrlich gesagt. Ja, cool. Hat mich einfach schon von der Atmosphäre. Making of Renegades.
Early on, we developed this North Star, authentically Destiny, unmistakably Star Wars. It has to be something that feels like a Destiny story. It can't feel like a one-off. This can't feel like a side quest.
Die
right? Like this has to
Ionkanone
be
von Hot.
a continuation of the Fate Saga.
I had this vision. I knew it came from the Nine.
But with Star Wars beats and Star Wars visual.
This was uncharted territory for Lucasfilm Games, and that this is the first time we're telling a story inspired by Star Wars within a different universe.
At the heart of, like, I think every Guardian's identity is like this healthy, independent, rebellious streak.
We were excited to actually explore that scoundrel fantasy, bounty hunters, the syndicates, going out and doing jobs with a ragtag team. We took inspiration from Star Wars to ensure the scale, visual language, soundtrack, and cinematic storytelling in Renegades delivered on everything fans will have come to expect from the franchise.
The Praxic Blade collaboration stands out to me.
Because
Wie aufwendig das
lightsabers
immer
are
ist,
so
ne?
iconic, it was
Motion
absolutely
Capture
critical
und so.
to get that balance right.
The team at Lucasfilm Games was just so solutions focused. It wasn't, it has to be this way. It was a lot of back and forth and asking questions about how would this work? Well, let's talk about it. All right, so we need a different energy source. Okay, what would that look like?
It was all about like what is best for the player.
When we
Ja,
announced this
das müssen wir erst
collaboration
noch
in the studio, James
sehen.
may or may not have been wearing a fighter pilot helmet.
Yeah. Destiny and Star Wars shared that same beating heart. I was like, oh, this is gonna be special.
Gut, es ist halt beides Sci-Fi, was willst du da jetzt? Hm?
We were given such a unique challenge. How
Sie ist immer
can we
so
achieve
hyped.
the
Sie ist
aesthetic
immer
and the
so
feel of Star Wars without
cool
losing
drauf irgendwie,
the
ne? Und
narrative
gut
threads that
drauf
we've
immer.
created so far for Destiny at the same time.
It wasn't until we found our
Yes.
footing with creating a foundation in Destiny that things started to click together.
I remember the first time that we went down to San Francisco. We had this really big meeting where it was the Destiny narrative folks on one side and the Star Wars narrative folks on the other side. We broke the ice by just asking, what's the bad version of this? We had a really good laugh over what that looked like. And through that, we kind of uncovered that this should be the aesthetic, the vibe of Star Wars with the truth to Destiny's narrative that we knew needed to be there too.
Oh, cool. Zabrak hier. Nee, Quatsch. Bin ich falsch. Egal.
We
Der Schlund
begin
eben
2
aufgedreht.
months after the Edge of Fate has happened. The world has moved and changed, and we're still trying to figure out what Binding the Nine means.
The Vanguard have redacted the prophecy of extinction.
They don't want the public to panic over this prophecy.
The crux of our story is the Drifter asking us to help him break Vanguard law for good reason to confront a new rising faction of Cabal called the Barrent Imperium. It's what drives Eris to help the Drifter out as well as the player Guardian.
When we were thinking about what kinds of characters should be in this release, we thought about the kinds of archetypes we see throughout Star Wars.
Yeah, and Drifter is an easy parallel. He and Han Solo share a cocky attitude, both former criminals.
In Star Wars, there's a plethora of sassy droids. We have our own version of that through Ghosts, and Blue is no exception.
Well, look, thanks for nothing.
Blue is a Drifter's ghost, and I think as soon as people hear her, they'll be delighted and incredibly surprised.
Our voice cast is stacked. Dredgen Bale is portrayed by Alex Lee, who is amazing.
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them.
And we also got Hollywood actual royalty Danny Houston to play Premier Loom, the head of the Barrent Imperium. Being able to work with someone from that kind of IMDb page was such an honor, and I was completely normal the whole time.
Surrender to the Barrett Imperium.
Loom became this sweeping militaristic figure that I think is going to be a really good parallel to Grand Moff Tarkin or other evil military leaders from the Empire.
So even though we're introducing new characters, we're still looking backwards at some of Destiny lore's most long-standing characters.
Nein, nicht
Honor is another
zurückgehen.
example of that. She's our Praxic warlock.
She's loosely meant to be a parallel to something like a Jedi in Star Wars. She was part of a Vanguard internal affairs group that would police Guardians on the usage of darkness.
Don't make me regret abandoning my post to help you.
Not now, Honor.
Yeah, she has to grow up with the times a little bit because the world has changed and a
Anor,
whole lot of
so wie
people are using
Andor?
darkness now. And she gets to grow and kind of ask herself, like, am I still adhering to my own values if I allow myself to be open to these kinds of ideas?
The Drifter belongs with us.
The Drifter left your cult long ago.
And then there's Bale, Dredgen Bale.
Dredgen is a dark guardian that represents absolute darkness.
Dredgen Bale doesn't like the fact that we're ruled by a city of immortals who can't step down and that weren't elected. He's got kind of a point, but his methods for addressing that point suck. He makes many bad choices.
Dark Guardians,
One of my
das
favorite parts
ist
about a lot of villains in Star
interessant.
Wars is that they have just like the capability of
Wegen
making
der
the right
Prophezeiung
choice
von der
and then
Fremden.
consistently
Weiß nicht, wer
do
das
not
noch
make
kennt,
good
aber
choices.
Bale is trying to fill a hole in his life in all the wrong ways.
And he just can't, and he never will. But man, we're gonna hope that he does someday.
The time of Guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
Dark Guardians wurden quasi von der Fremden mal angeteasert oder ne, dass in ihrer Zukunft, aus der sie kommt, da gibt es dunkle
This has been an
Güter
opportunity where you
und
love
helle.
Destiny, you
Wir
love
kämpfen
Star
sich
Wars. You
weiter.
want to do something with both. What are you going to put into it?
Oh my god, it was such a challenge at first, finding that sweet spot of how do we make something that can live in both worlds and not feel out of place in either, but also feel totally new and exciting. It wasn't always about where do we find the exact middle ground, 50-50 Star Wars and Destiny, because at
Nein, wieso hängt es denn?
that point, you're feeling almost a little derivative.
There's
gut.
those moments along the way when we were like, this is just
Die
Star Wars.
Müllpresse,
This is
die
not
gibt's
the
auch, die hatten wir aber
purpose
schon.
of the collaboration. We want to have something kind of new that makes you think of
Der
both.
Glykon.
I remember when we were trying to figure out
Och Mann, was ist denn jetzt los hier mit dem
what we're going
Internet?
to do with our new Cabal.
We started in that place where it's just Cabal wearing a
Das gibt's nicht, Alter. Was ist hier los? Wieso hängt es denn jetzt wieder?
But it wasn't until we injected more of that weird alien design of a lot of these armor sets. That was kind of what switched it over from this is too derivative to this is really working. I think it comes through in the visuals in every single map. There are little Easter eggs and little treats here and there that we hit around, and Lucasfilm Games has been awesome at collaborating with us and even putting some of their input onto our maps so we can really give the players something exciting.
Ja, das ist schon so, ne? Also viele Anspielungen,
Switch
viele
flipped in my head
Anspielungen.
like, oh, we would never have done this without this collaboration. Was the
Ionenkanone von Hot,
Yeah.
das Raumschiff im
We're going
Sumpf,
places
Yoda,
with
Dagobah,
the Vex
Chappas
and the Elixir and the Cabal
Yacht
that we really weren't
sozusagen,
gonna
ne?
go before.
Oh yeah, and
Sandjacht.
trench coats.
And trench
Das
coats.
wieder.
Yeah. We have Vex in trench coats that are playing cards. It's so awesome, and I don't think we would have dared do that if we didn't have this opportunity.
No, and it was the perfect time in our universe to do it too. The Star Wars fans on the team just start coming out, telling their stories about what they're excited to build, and far be it for me to get in the way.
We make a lot of weapons in Destiny. How do you take a weapon in Destiny? Which
Ach,
you have
der Bunker von
literal, like, 400 guns.
von Endor, ne?
Understatement.
Mann, da sind so viele.
And make something that feels
Cool.
new, but also does justice for Star Wars. And Blaster was really obviously the choice. They're roughly in two groups. There's dynamic blasters, which are intended to be harder hitting, firing a ton. Brute force. And then we have a number of balance blasters. As you're shooting and the heat is building up, you're going to have a venting opportunity where you can hit a perfect vent. It's like functionally a reload, so you can start shooting again much faster.
Sweet. I gotta ask though, what about those Cabal blasters? Are they accurate?
What difficulty are you playing on? We have swords in Destiny, but we don't have a praxic sword. We don't have
We
a
do not.
lightsaber approximate. It's an exotic primary weapon that's kinetic,
Exotic, okay, ja.
where you can reflect a
Ich
bunch
glaube,
of
das war schon
blasts,
bekannt, dass es exotisch ist. Und primär ist halt
kill enemies with it and throw it out. And get a ton
unendlich
of
Ammo.
damage.
Ne? Ich weiß nicht, wie das nicht OP sein wird. Also,
Having the
oder ich
sandbox
weiß es
be able
nicht.
to explore this new like ability ecosystem with Renegade abilities.
Eine Primärwaffe. Das heißt für mich, es hat Primärmunition, also
So
unendlich
much of
eigentlich.
this
Das,
opportunity and turned it into what we can like grow.
Every corner of the game, from the art, the design, the audio, the music, the UI, the rewards, completely infused with the magic of the collaboration. It's really been a real treat to be a part of.
Yeah, super satisfying.
super satisfying. Ja, da bin ich immer gespannt. Echt auf das Laserschwert sowieso, ne? Soundtrack, aha.
Good morning, everybody. Didn't mean to wake you up with that beat, sorry. The overarching theme for this was to create a score for this release that felt like it was cohesive as a whole.
Da schalte ich mir jetzt mal wieder ein.
We're all talking to each other and collaborating with each other. we were able to explore different ways of orchestrating, different ways of writing with the orchestra that expand on the Destiny palette and make it fresh and new. When I look at the Star Wars scores, there were certain elements that naturally fit string flourishes or wood flourishes that would play into a certain moment. When it's like, oh, I know I want something to feel more Williams, so I'll push it. Not this Williams.
Cool, ne? Wenn du dann durch die Musik schon so ein bisschen an Star Wars erinnert wirst, das
Another thing too
passt
is
ins
the
Gesamtbild.
amount of percussion. I had some ideas that felt more full-on Star Wars, and once you like flesh out the percussion arrangement, it instantly sounds more
Macht
Destiny
definitiv viel aus dann fürs Feeling einfach, dass dich da
about framing, where when I
wirklich
use a lot of the
wohlfühlst.
Destiny themes, how I set them up and how I'm transitioning in and out of moments are much more Star Warsy in terms of the harmony and orchestration.
I think the most exciting part about this was the opportunity to work with these guys and
Ja, auch das imperiale Thema eingebaut. Das ist eine gute Sache, wenn sie das gemacht hätten, so irgendwie, aber
But Brendan, you wrote something with
weiß
the
ich
most
nicht.
beautiful oboe solo in it, and it drives me nuts that I didn't think of it first.
No one wanted to follow Brendan is what it came down to. Brendan's cues just sound amazing from the start.
I remember Nolan, your first high action cue. Everyone was like,
das war doch gerade der Imperial March. Ah ja, gut, nicht wirklich, aber ne? Also die Einfluss.
Humans have to play this. Jeez.
Ja, da ist er. Er war halt, ne, umgewandelt ein bisschen. Lustig ja auch wahrscheinlich, aber das sorgt schon für Feeling.
Our first meeting was
Nicht schlecht.
discussing that main theme, and I remember hearing it for the first time. And everybody kind of perked up when we all heard it. We're all having ideas that were just a little bit different from one another. It was all sort of impacted what the final version of the theme was.
Dredge and Bale. That kind of teed off the main theme, and the fact that we were exploring the idea of this kind of anti-Guardian character.
Da schwebt der Drifter, der eingefrorene Drifter.
Story of scoundrels. We wanted something that would be a backbone to tell a longer arc story. It has a layer of ominousness to it. It has a layer of mystery to it, but it can be turned other ways.
I felt a sense of menace.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to get to experience it with players.
Just really hope that, personally, I've written something that they can really connect with and love, and if I can cause a couple of goosebumps in there, I'll take that as a bonus too.
I hope players get taken on a journey that inspires them and makes them feel like this world is really unique and really special.
My favorite feeling as a creator is getting to watch someone's look of like absolute surprise.
I want players to feel
Das war jetzt Geonosis nach, ne? Also es ist schon
boundless potential that
und
Destiny
cool
has
eigentlich.
and world of possibility
Aber
that
es
Star
ist halt
Wars
nur wegen
unlocks.
Star Wars Collab quasi. So exciting. Der Rest ist mehr Destiny.
I've been waiting so long for this.
Not actually Gameplay hat da gestanden. Oder? Da hat not actually Gameplay gestanden. Also das ist keine Gameplay-Aufnahme. Nur Render.
All right, welcome back to the Cantina. So what you just saw was our second Vidoc, making of a Renegade, or what it takes to make a Renegade. This is our moment to really peel back the curtain and show you how games are made. It's a monumental effort, and what you saw, it was a mix of our narrative design, audio, our collaboration efforts with Lucasfilm Games. Many thanks to everyone involved. Also a few folks that weren't pictured there, ranging from design, production, test. Even a shout out, I gotta give it to IT for keeping our computers running, and
Viele
our
Hände,
services
die
folks too for
ineinander
keeping our
greifen
servers
müssen.
running. So Today we're going to be talking about the Lawless Frontier. This is our new activity coming with Destiny 2 Renegades, and we have 3 developers on our couch to talk us through what we're seeing. It'll be a fun deep dive. So without further ado,
Wieso haben die alle so warme Klamotten an? Können die Heizkosten nicht mehr bezahlen, oder was?
My name is Eric Smith. I am
Die Heizung ausgemacht.
on Destiny 2. You may know me from my work where I was
Sitzen doch drin, oder?
the
Ich meine,
design lead on the Strand subclasses. I started kind of making the stasis abilities, and most recently the Renegades ability buffs.
Awesome. Yeah, next up, Tom Farnsworth. This is the first time that you and I are in a stream together, but a quick introduction for folks that may not have seen you in previous ViDocs.
Yeah, so I'm Tom, the creative lead for Renegades, and I've been at Bungie for like, I don't know, I can't even remember, like 13, 14 years. Worked on Destiny 1, Destiny 2. The highlights were probably like Dreaming City, Season of the Splicer, 30th and Into the Light were the most recent things I worked on leading in this, but this has been an absolute blast to work on.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. And last but not least, our grid skipper aficionado, Taylor Bjorndal. How you doing?
Great. Yeah, Taylor Bjorndal, associate weapons designer, here to talk about all the rewards and blasters.
Ja, und ein interessanter nordischer Name.
Made for you to chase.
Ich jetzt mal so vermuten.
Yeah, so just for folks, if you end up missing anything, if we go a little bit fast, we got a lot to pack through. We'll have a VOD on Twitch and YouTube after this. And if you missed our ViDoc or the launch trailer, those will be uploaded as well. So what we're seeing on screen right now, we're launching into our Lawless Frontier activity. Tom, I would love to put the spotlight on you. Let's give a quick description. What is the Lawless Frontier?
So the Lawless Frontier is our core game mode in Renegades. You're going to play through some of the campaign, but it's really what comprises our end game. And the idea is that you're a renegade, you're taking on these shady jobs like bounty hunting, smuggling and sabotage from our syndicates, and you're doing so.
Natürlich, gleich mal Schwert rausgeholt. Oh, es hat Schwerter haben Anti-Barriere.
Yeah. And when you talk about
Das hat man schon mal gleich gesehen.
sabotaging, that kind of stuff, those are different types of this activity, right?
Beim Schwert ist das Dreieck. Anti-Barriere für Schwert. Das ist heftig. Es hat aber Munition. Aber irgendwie lädt die nach. Oder was war das gerade? Warte mal.
In
60?
true fashion, when you're going into a dangerous spot, you got to just grab
Das habe ich nicht ganz verstanden.
So today we're going to be focusing on a bounty hunt, and I believe you said this is kind of like
60 Munition. Jetzt wirft er es dann.
Yeah, it's probably the closest to a traditional Destiny activity.
Aber wie kriegt er wieder zurück?
Start in the ready room, which is kind of a unique experience, and you're going to be able to pick your renegade abilities
Ja,
in
bitte
there.
für
You've got a
Waffen.
little shank buddy that's in there. You'll hop aboard Hawk, and you'll drop down to the destination. You can see we're already in on one of the Mars maps that we have. There are all these
Viel Schaden scheint jetzt nicht unbedingt so zu machen, ehrlich gesagt. Wohl auch mehr Gimmick als Nutzen am Schluss. Bei hartem Content, ne? Die Waffe hier sieht ja schon viel besser aus. Hat er gerade einen Orangen gewonshot, glaube ich, ne? So ein bisschen. Oder fast. Ein blaues, der andere hat ein grünes, also man kann es wohl einfärben. Aber das war, glaube ich, auch schon bekannt. Ich den neuen Finisher gleich flexen mit. Was zum gepinkt, oder? Ah ne, das war irgendein Buff, was der da gemacht
Yeah,
hat.
and I mean, so as we're going through this, we're going to be seeing a lot of abilities that players know and love on screen, but we have new abilities, renegade abilities, that are going to be for this activity. And Eric, you're going to be our person of knowledge here.
Yeah.
What do we got on screen?
Yeah, so renegade abilities
Ist das einfach nur für Sweet Business? Ne, das ist ein. Aber Sweet Business ist doch im. Warte mal, was ist das? Das ist auch eine neue Waffe. Sieht aus wie so ein bisschen Sweet Business, aber ist wohl heavy, würde ich sagen. Ne?
We have here on the screen, you can see we have one called Revitalize that heals you and provides you with ability energy. And then we have the other one, which is the Deflector Shield, which is this zone I can sit inside and shoot out of, and it blocks all the incoming damage. It's also going to, for my allies who are inside the shield, it will amplify them and then
Ich kann den Schaden von dem Schwert noch nicht so richtig einschätzen. Also ein Sechzehntel macht er wahrscheinlich weg, aber ob das jetzt viel ist,
gameplay.
Also auch nicht, die sind alle auch weiß, die Gegner, also gegen rote Totenschädel-Gegner ist das wieder anders, ne? Da sich wahrscheinlich nicht reinstellen mit dem Schwert, höchstens abwehren. Ich glaube, das ist ein bisschen mehr Gimmick als Nutzen später raus.
So things like that revitalize Renegade ability are really going to come in handy to be like, we need to take a break and heal. Let's pop over here to some safety, and anyone can build into that if that's what they want. You know, we have things like vehicles that you can pull in or you can call down from your ship.
Das ist natürlich cool. Kannst du dir dein ATS hier runterrufen? Wahrscheinlich. Ja, also das ist cool, dass du so mit diesen Münzen dann verschiedene Gadgets kriegst und sogar Fahrzeuge holen kannst.
As you're going through, there's some pots. There's some ways that you can get it. There are the Renegades abilities. But Tom, if you want to talk a little bit more about it.
We took Nether as a base, but I'd say this is a little bit more forgiving. The way that health works is, you've got a large pool of health. It does not regenerate at the top level, but if you get down to 0, it will regenerate to the base shield, so you don't suffer the red flashing screen. And you can either use a normal sandbox like a rift, a healing support weapon. You can crack open these pots that have those little healing orbs you can see on the screen to get some of your health back. Or you can use things like Revitalize.
Die Waffe, wo er gerade hatte, das Impuls, das interessiert mich eigentlich am meisten. Impuls mag ich sowieso sehr gerne und dann und die Sniper hier. Die Sniper hier. Das sind jetzt schon rote Gegner mit Schwert. Und die one-shottet die schon mal. Das ist schon mal gut. Also orange, ne? Und mit orangenem Lebensanzeige. Das ist nicht schlecht. Ich gehe mal sehen, was die an so einem gelben macht. So einem kleinen Major. Was macht die Sniper? Zeig mal, was die Sniper macht.
Beyond any of the supers we have in the game, it's incredible. There's another one that is the Cabal drop pod, and what that does is,
ich weiß nicht, das Schwert macht anscheinend doch schon ganz. Aber wie kriegt er denn mit dem Schwert Munition zurück die ganze Zeit? Also es ist Kinetik, ja. Ich habe dann gedacht, es ist natürlich unendlich, aber da ist ja dann das Unendlich-Symbol. Sieht man jetzt ganz gut bei seiner Waffe hier. Ne? Man sieht auch das mit der Hitze, mit dem Aufbau, das ist in Prozent gerechnet. Was geht dann hoch? Bei 200 ist es überhitzt wahrscheinlich. Genau, und das hinten dran unendlich. Und beim Schwert ist das aber auf 0. Da muss man jetzt mal drauf achten, ganz kurz.
The balanced blaster and the dynamic blaster. Can you break down each, just a quick review of each?
Jetzt sehe ich es gerade, beim Schwert ist hier grün, das ist eine Special Weapon. Deswegen, jetzt habe ich es. Das halt bei mir immer im Kopf, wenn die sagen primär, ist bei mir immer im Kopf halt noch Kinetik und unendlich Muni, ne? Okay, das neue Exo-Schwert ist eine Special Weapon im Primärslot. So muss man es jetzt ausdrücken. Das ist bei mir immer noch nicht angekommen. Ich verstehe auch nicht, warum man das so bescheuert macht. Aber okay, muss ich nicht verstehen. Klasse, jetzt hat man nicht gesehen, wie Schaden die super macht.
Kind of weapon type. I would love to hear what were the challenges, what was some of the fun in developing those things with the team?
Absolutely, yeah. So like one of the things that was in the Vidoc was kind of finding the balance of like how much Star Wars versus how much Destiny we wanted on these things, and it was collaborative effort with.
Ja, also ich glaube, die mit dem Überhitzen, das ist halt schon geil, ne?
Project for most of this release.
Die werden, glaube ich, alle anderen Waffen ziemlich abstinken, muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen, weil wenn du halt Überhitzung hast und kannst es einfach durch ein bisschen geschicktes Handhaben dann machen, ist das scheißegal, ob du da nachlässt oder nicht. Ne, obwohl, keine Ahnung. Nachladen geht auch schnell eigentlich.
Our Guardian right now is using the new Praxic Blade and also getting smashed by a Cabal drop pod. But I'd love to hear about the customization that y'all developed for this, and this can be Tom and Bjorn talk to it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So you're going to get the Praxic Blade by collaborating with Anor.
Der Lichtschwertwurf ist geil. Der ist cool.
of earning it. You'll go on a cool little quest that I don't want to spoil to earn one for yourself. And then post-campaign, you're going to unlock the ability to customize it. You're going to be able to change out your dark matter crystals and change the color of the blade to match your
Und da ist
personality.
er tot.
And you're going to be able to
Das muss auch ziemlich geil sein, wenn du weißt, du spielst das und dir gucken hier Tausende von Menschen zu und dann verreckst du einfach.
to fit your playstyle on this, where we have forms, cores, mods, and
Ah ja, Dark Matter Ingot Logbox Small. Das erinnert mich tatsächlich an Chromatin aus Destiny 1. Ist auch höchstwahrscheinlich einfach aus Destiny 1 genommen. Dieses Objekt, sage ich mal, jetzt in der Programmierwelt, dieses Objekt und das da irgendwie anders reingemacht. Ne? Also das Grundobjekt ist bestimmt aus Destiny 1, das Chromatin. Da könnte jetzt meinen Arsch drauf verwetten, ehrlich gesagt. Das sah nämlich gerade genauso aus wie ein Chromatinwürfel, ein bisschen umdesignt vom Bild, aber das Objekt im Hintergrund, was läuft in der Application, das ist, wird wahrscheinlich genau das sein.
Yeah, so there's like a 3 or 4 hit combo you can do where you will end it with like a big spinny move that's like very thematic.
Ja, es ist ein
Dark
Lichtschwert.
Staff has like the little hidden combo there.
Wir wissen's. Wir
I
sehen's.
did want to call out, we also saw the Renegade ability, the turret that we have.
Die Kabale sehen interessant aus, ne, mit diesen Rüstungen, die anhaben.
Like it has crazy range, crazy damage.
Aber es kommt halt nicht an Sturmtruppen ran, weil es sind halt einfach noch Weltraum-Rhinozeros da. Ist man weit weg von einem Sturmtruppler.
Yeah, no, so as we're coming to the end of this activity, I'd love to just know kind of some of the narrative dressing. So as you're going into the Lawless Frontier, it's our activity, but also
Aber es macht schon ganz okay Schaden, denke ich. Ja, jetzt, wenn ich das sehe hier.
there's a turf war going on. I know Robbie in a previous stream we were talking about the turf war a bit, but Tom, if you could expand on that, how that sets up this activity.
Sure. So
Nichts davon halten soll. Also es macht bestimmt unheimlich Spaß, damit rumzuflotzen. Ob es in hartem Content effektiv sein wird, keine Ahnung. Aber dadurch, dass es halt geworfen werden kann und Schwerter Antibarriere sind, wie wir hier sehen. Ich kann nicht fragen, ob man was anderes auch noch gesehen hat, aber ist das Schwert wahrscheinlich schon Gold wert später, weil du es halt einfach auf Ferne nutzen kannst dann gegen Antibarriere.
You can go back to the social space. You can. They each have their own reward track, like the Pikers, the Tharsis Reformation. They offer weapons to unlock, new abilities, upgrades for those abilities.
1907.
Some elements or mods for the Praxic Blade, and a whole bunch of other things like some shaders too. So you can kind of like rep your favorite syndicate on your armor, which is pretty cool. It's definitely one of the. With the Lawless Frontier, it's one of the most cohesive and deepest modes we've ever built. Like everything from this mode types into the holo map, into
ist halt einfach ein Lichtschwert.
mini game modes within it, into the social space. So like it's going to be exciting to see players kind of peel back all the layers and
okay, im Social Space, im Hub.
the darker corners like Invasion.
Yeah,
Gibt's
and I
dann
mean,
auch
so we've
kleine Minispiele?
we've defeated the boss that we were hunting down for our bounty hunt. And this portion of the activity is kind of emblematic of we're in a lawless frontier.
Impuls sieht gut aus, macht auch ordentlich Schaden, denke ich, so wie das hier jetzt gerade aussieht. Die Sniper die sieht einfach richtig gut aus hier. Wir sehen, Impuls hat Überlader und die Armbrust ist unaufhaltsam. Impuls, Überlader, Armbrust hat unaufhaltsam. Das ist ja interessant. Wenn nichts wie raussah, sonst wirst du hier gegrillt.
Your ship gets there. In this case, each of the 3 jobs, bounty hunt, smuggle, and sabotage, have their own unique mechanic. So for bounty hunt, you have
Wert
to
an die
take out these 3
Barriere,
mini-bosses.
Impuls, Überlader und Armbrust unaufhaltsam. Das ist ja eine interessante
Team
Sache.
is fighting their way out. We actually do have a preview of a fun exotic that's coming with the reward pass in Destiny 2 Renegades. I believe we have a preview that we can share.
Reward
Bjorndal,
Pass,
can you
Season
give a quick
Pass,
overview
alles
of our,
dasselbe.
exotic machine gun?
Yeah, so this is the Service of Luzaku. It's a very unique machine gun. It's almost like a necromancer, broodweaver theme where you
Sieht die
turn
aus
your
hier.
enemies
Krass.
into these
Oben
little
ist eher
nests of
schammäßig und unten
Threadlings that you
dann
can like shoot and
Hexe.
then spawn more and like build
Dinosaurier,
it up
keine Ahnung.
to control like a space.
Yeah, and Threadlings just got a buff, correct?
Threadlings did get a buff. They're smarter than they were before.
Yeah, and sorry, so to segue more appropriately, over the last few weeks we've been doing a series of blog articles with y'all on the Sandbox team talking about the core game updates coming to Destiny 2 available to all players. So we have a lot of quality of life changes that are coming to your supers, your subclass abilities, all that kind of stuff that we just previewed yesterday. One of which, Warlock focused, was around Threadlings, your strand abilities. Yeah, if you want to cover that really quick.
Yeah, so you can see here the Warlock is moving while rifting, which is a huge kind of quality of life upgrade that allows you to dodge attacks, get into cover, close the gap while you're casting your ability. Works really well with the new Warlock exotic as well. So there are, if you haven't seen that article we put out yesterday, please check it out. There's a lot of great buffs. We've shown hunters a lot of love. We love our hunters. We want them to feel powerful.
Yeah, we saw some feedback with the exotic tuning article. Hunters were like, "Sure, wait, I want to see more." Which in the future we will definitely have more. But in the abilities
preview, talk about the future, but we can't. But
Das ist interessant. Der sitzt im Schiff und schießt.
Hunter stuff that we are working on.
So with the abilities updates for hunters, Golden Gun got a pass.
Er sitzt einfach im Schiff und
does
schießt.
more damage and now scorches on impact. We fixed an issue where you had to step outside of your well to get full damage. Now you can stay in the well.
Das ist cool.
Outside of that, we saw in the gameplay Gunpowder Gamble. If you throw it and you shoot it before it explodes naturally, it does more damage, more radius, and also spits out little kind of seeker projectiles.
Das ist halt auch ein geiles Flair. Im Hintergrund sieht man den Mars, man ist auf dem Schiff, jetzt kriegt man hier seinen Loot. Das hat schon, ja, wir flexen wieder mit den ganzen bescheuerten Emotes, die man kaufen kann. Ja, aber das ist ein besseres Flair für einen Loot-Drop, als einfach nur am Schluss von einer Aktivität. Das ist schon, das hat was.
Kind of on par with well as far as like, what am I going to take into a raid to support my team? So in Renegades, your Sentinel shield, as you're holding it up, your allies behind your shield are going to auto reload, and there's just kind of rhythm to it. So if you can fire at the right time, you can just be like rocket, rocket, rocket. So like the actual like damage increase is big. Not only that, but as I guard my enemies and the shield takes damage,
Ob man die hier auch trinken
I'm
kann?
charging this bar up that charges up my shield throw, and at full charge, that shield throw is going to do Thunder Crash level damage, which, depending on how players use it, maybe you even get 2 of those out of a single super. Like it's strong. And that's what we want, right? We want to provide that power fantasy to players. I think this era of Destiny is like fun first.
Yeah.
We want players to have a great time
Ja.
and feel
Ach, wirklich.
overpowered.
Da habt ihr auch nicht viel andere Chancen, glaube ich, mittlerweile jetzt.
But yeah, so we finished our activity.
Wenn du was verkaufen willst, muss das Produkt halt gewagt werden.
And Tom, you had mentioned
Wenn es keinen Spaß macht bei einem Spiel, wird es nicht nachgefragt.
Show a little bit of that flavor. We're going to look at some of the UI in the orbit screens and our new holo map, and then we're going to show what it is to be invaded. New optional activity type as well, right?
Yeah. So in Invasion, like you might be familiar with Gambit. This is kind of like a new take on that kind of familiar mechanic here in Renegades, and we want players that kind of take on the role of a bounty hunter working for the syndicates, tracking down these renegades that are messing up their operations, taking out their commanders, stealing their stuff. And so you get to be kind of play on the other side. You get to play on the opposition. So you're allied with all of the enemy combatants on the field. You can kind of wade in amongst them and pick and choose the strategic moment where you want to kind of like lash out at these players and like steal their bounty.
Yeah.
And
so how do you launch into this?
So here's the holomap, just for everybody. This is kind of our standard interface for the Lawless Frontier. This is how you access the social space, all of our jobs, and then in the end game we unlock the yellow node, which is invasion, and the red node, which is the contested territory. So we can take a look at the contested node here. This is where all like every day the syndicates are fighting over one of the maps on each of the planets, and you can kind of, as a defender, kind of throw in your pledge to the side you want to fight for. But these are also invadable nodes. So one thing I want to highlight is that invasion is opt-in. It's not a requirement. So if players don't want to deal with PvP, they can do like an expert difficulty for this, or they can just go to any of these other nodes on the map here that aren't invadable. But for the priority, the contested node on the highest difficulties, like that's where the highest rewards are. That's where the invasion is. Now, on the other side, if you're an invader, you don't need to worry about the nodes. You can just go to the invasion node. You need to have some death marks, which are a currency you earn by playing. By just playing Lawless Frontier, you'll just accumulate them. And one interesting wrinkle here is you can actually wager those for additional rewards. So if we go to the little pane here on the side, there's these death marks. You can interact with them two or three times to double and triple your rewards, which obviously you're taking on some risk here. If you go do an invasion and it doesn't go your way, you could lose those tokens, but I think a lot of players are going to want to do this because they can just get triple rewards on each invasion, which is really exciting. And on the other side, for people being invaded, if you take the invader down, you're going to get more time on the clock. You're going to get some revives back, and every time you kill an invader,
was kommt halt dann am Schluss raus, ne? An Reward. Lohnt sich das überhaupt oder nicht?
Stellar. So let's get our invader launched in here. We'll go back to our gameplay team.
Yep.
But while we're loading in, let's talk about what is the actual kind of approach to invasions. What are the objectives aside from seeking out guardians and destroying them?
Yeah. So as an invader, you're gonna start in the ready room, which we're gonna show in a minute here. You're gonna pick your loadout, like what's the right renegade abilities to bring in, and we've seen in playtest there's like a lot of different fun combos here. Like, are you gonna bring in the deflector shield, and then like the other team's gonna drop one, and then you're fighting on the Venn diagram of the deflector shields, or are you gonna just be a little more brute force and drop a behemoth and like kind of like, but try to be sneaky about it, and that's pretty hard to be sneaky.
Jetzt hängt's. Klasse. Nein. Naja, er ist aber glücklich, ne? Er hängt hier glücklich ab. Ach, Mann. Danke. Das ist blöd. Na? Machen wir automatisch vielleicht.
A behemoth and like kind of like, but
ja. Hier machen. Geringe Latenz. Ja, ist eigentlich doch aber... das ist jetzt scheiße.
brute force and drop a behemoth and like kind of like...
Was ist denn jetzt hier los? Sag mal. Er hängt immer an derselben Stelle, bin das nur ich? Was ist das hier?
A little more brute force and drop a behemoth and like kind of like... but
Es hängt immer an derselben Stelle. Server down. Genau, stimmt, heute ist ja Dienstag, 19 Uhr Reset. Tut mir leid, Bungie hat sich gerade selber abgeschossen. Keine Ahnung, was da los ist. Für YouTube cutte ich das raus, bis es wieder geht. Und ja, wir auf Twitch müssen hier halt einfach durchhalten. Ist das bescheuert. Das kommt gut an. Das kommt sehr gut an. 34.000, das ist auch eigentlich gar nichts, ne? Naja, die Zahlen sprechen Bände. Schon wochenlang, Monate. Und nächste Woche muss es dann halt... Ja, es ist einfach extremely common, Bungie. Ja. RIP to the stream. Wiederholt er wieder den Scheiß und dann packt er wieder ab. It is up on YouTube.
Like moving toward our targets and preparing to throw that coin. So you can see there they clicked that right stick, and
So.
that is going to ready the ability. They then throw the ability and just drop the drop pod to get
Ammo.
heavy ammo. Yeah.
Ist ja fast wie
Need
Synthesen.
some heavy ammo to go into battle.
And Tom, before we were hopping in here before the stream, we were talking
Aber
about
wo
the size of the maps and
kriegt
how
man
as an invader,
diese
like, the first few
Fähigkeiten
runs, you
her?
might feel
Das habe
maybe
ich
a
jetzt
little
nicht
lost
mitgekriegt.
because there's a lot of space to cover. But as you get more acquainted with Europa or Venus or Mars, you can find better paths to get directly to the combat, right?
Yeah, these are some of our bigger
Also
maps.
für YouTube, wir sind auf YouTube, ja, wir sind im Stream hier bei Twitch nicht weitergekommen und haben jetzt einfach auf der Plattform YouTube den Stream wieder aufgenommen. Da läuft er nämlich noch. Oder lief er. Ja.
And tried to hide and throw out the beacon for the Walker.
Mir sicher, ihr habt nicht viel verpasst. Die reden gerade darüber, über das, was man vorher in dem Game-Mode schon gesehen hat, dass die Spieler hier immer diese Felder zum Beispiel machen, diese Kuppeln, oder einer hat gerade schwere Munition droppen lassen vom Schiff, hier mit diesen Münzen vom Drifter, die kennt man, ne? Die schnipst man hier so weg und dann kann man damit schöne Sachen machen. Aber mehr habt ihr nicht verpasst.
Yeah, in rewards, I wanted to ask really quick too. So as you're wagering, you add more and more. Is there like a cap? Is it double the amount of rewards, or do you have?
It goes up to triple. So each additional death mark you put down is.
Würde ich gerne wissen, wie man die bekommt, aber gut, das wird jetzt. Ah, guck mal, jetzt hat er hier sich den ATST quasi geholt. Den Walker.
We're taking a lot of damage. And the more I don't know if he's gonna do it. Oh, he bailed. Oh.
Also viel aushalten tut er wohl nicht.
Who got who?
Oh, we had so many conversations.
Ist auch mehr Gimmick wahrscheinlich als Nutztier.
Nate hold back a little bit, and now I think one of our gameplay folks is just like, "Oh, Nate, you're mine."
Deleted.
Yeah.
No, going back to rewards, the better you do as an invader, the more rewards you're going to get. So each kill, each crest you put on the scoreboard, it equals more rewards, and then those get multiplied by your wager.
Cool. All right. So
Invader got defeated twice. The Invader has, you said, 3 lives?
3 lives, and you can see up at the top of the screen it says Invader present still. So they're
oh, he's coming back for revenge. And it's immediately shut down.
Shut down with the 3.
I'm never gonna let Nate live.
with the 3 coin wager too, or the 3 death mark wager.
He made a little bit there.
Good job.
So that's the I'm gonna put a little elbow in the ribs, the gambit here.
Aber der Spielmodus bringt schon frischen Wind. Bisschen. Es ist quasi ein dauerhafte Innovation von Gambit einfach als einzelner Spielmodus. Das ist schon eine interessante Neuerung. Das könnte gut werden. Es könnte aber genauso gut einfach in die Hose gehen.
Armor set. This is going to be earned through solo ops, fire team ops, and our new arena ops activity, which is bringing back 6-player activities to our portal, which is really exciting. It's going to be kind of like your militaristic, hey, I'm a grunt.
Wie das immer so sagt, er sitzt da, verzieht keine Miene, which is really exciting. Das ist sehr aufregend. Ja, man sieht es dir an.
What do we got?
Yeah, it's a new
Mann.
rocket frame pulse rifle. So
Aber gut,
you have
ja.
an energy slot option now to go with your mid-range grade.
Die Waffe kennt man schon, die Waffe kennt man auch schon und die Waffe kennt man auch schon. Die heißen jetzt anders, Frames sind die gleichen, spielt sich ähnlich.
And then we have a fusion rifle and a sidearm.
Kurz gesagt, interessiert keinen Schwanz.
And then we do have some
Niemand
weapons that we're
interessiert.
not showing in this stream.
Das ist manchmal so ein bisschen unverständlich, aber gut.
But next up we're going to have our pinnacle ops.
Wenn man nichts hat, kann man auch nichts abliefern. Das ist das Problem manchmal.
Samurai, and this armor theme is
Hat man. Das ist jetzt eher so kosmetisch, die Rüstung, die Waffen kennt man.
Pretty excited about seeing in the past some new perk combinations, but also a new heavy crossbow.
Yeah, so this is a new void crossbow to kind of fill out our elements for the crossbow now, and I think this one can get box breathing, which is new. Should be pretty good for what crossbows do.
Oh boy! So box breathing, aim down sight, get extra damage, and then run up to the enemy. Box breathing doesn't apply to serrated edge, but you pull the bolt back out and do some more damage. That'll be a fun loop. Next up, Crucible. So this armor set is actually pretty fun. Over the years, we've done thematic sets tied to weapon foundries. So in the past, you've seen Hake, you've seen Tex Mechanica, and now Suros is up to bat for the Crucible, and Shax is going to be handing these out. We also have some weapons up to slate. Fusion Rifle is a returning favorite, I believe.
Yep, yeah, Riptide's coming back. We have a new aggressive Void Hand Cannon and a high-impact machine gun.
Awesome. And then, let's see, last but not least, Trials of Osiris. So another offering for our PvP audience. A few eagle-eyed players may have seen this armor set yesterday, a little sneak preview, totally planned. But yeah, we have a new armor set for each class, and as you can see, coming back with the glows, so as you get more wins on your card, you can unlock gold or red or blue. And then we have some new weapons that are coming as well.
Yeah, like this lightweight Void Pulse Rifle with your favorite model.
I admit, since the set came out on the moon, Eris, all the crufty bits on it, cleaning it up, having, sorry, what frame type did you say?
Lightweight.
Lightweight. Chef's kiss. I cannot wait. And then I believe also we have a preview of a hand cannon. Now, one of our folks on the gameplay team over here was whispering in my ear day by day, night by night, that these rolls are going to be a bit juiced, right?
Yes, yeah, this is a pretty juiced hand cannon. It's got perks for both PvE, PvP. It's a Strand 140. You can get stuff like Lone Wolf Precision Instrument or Slice Explosive Payload. So you have a lot of options to pick for both PvE and PvP.
Awesome. Yeah, and across all of our activity types, we're trying to sprinkle out some things that players will get excited about. Not just, oh, I'm going to go into PvE to get the PvE done.
Ultimative für PvP.
That you can get from your fire
Zwei Ultimative für PvE.
PvE rolls that you can get from trials. And that doesn't even cover what we have coming in the dungeon too. Before we do a little dungeon teaser, I do have a quick announcement as well as we're rolling through the list.
Dungeon Teaser könnte jetzt nochmal gut werden.
Access week that's coming on December 2nd. So for any folks out there that haven't played The Edge of Fate, that is actually going to be included in this open access week. So if your friends haven't played, if you haven't played, hop in, check out the beginning of our new saga, and earn some cool loot on the way. It's available to all players for that week, and it also includes some previous content as well, campaign and other. So let's see here. Dungeon. We want to talk about the dungeon. So Equilibrium. This is going to be our new dungeon. The race begins on December 13th at 10 a.m. So that's the second Saturday. We've already announced the time, but if you haven't penned it in, if you haven't gotten your fire team together, get ready for contest mode. For those that don't know what contest mode is, on day one, right at launch, this is going to be a very difficult difficulty tuned for competition. So if you want to go and try to be the world's first completion, this is your place to shine. And if you win world first, we have a cool trophy or some goodies for you. So contest mode is going to be available for the first 2 days, 48 hours of the dungeon availability. You can earn a really spicy emblem and some cool stuff as you go through that. And after world first has been declared, we will also have normal mode. So if you want to give a pass on some of that harder difficulty content, you just want to dive in and see what's on offer, that'll be there for you. So before we move on, we actually have a fun trailer to show. We can go ahead and roll it.
Everything you've shown me, I've made real. I've marshaled a new Imperium to snuff out the light. My violence is yours. You know what comes next. Give me strength.
Ach, ein mandalorianischer dunkler wieder. Equilibrium heißt das echt wie die Band. Oder so ähnlich auf jeden Fall. Wow, okay. Ja, das ist auch interessant. Dungeons und so sind immer guter Content. Ich denke mal.
We were talking about the Praxic Blade and customization. There are different saber colors, correct?
Yeah, there's a wide variety of classic colors that I think players are going to have fun chasing down throughout the end game and maybe even Invasion.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, we showed it on the screen. Red, Invasions. Yeah. So, okay, moving right along, ending out our show, we're going to be covering what is going on through the end of the year. So, during the launch window, we'll have some really cool things coming around. Vanguard orders are coming in week 2, and then after that, we're going to have the Dawning returning. So, this is our winter celebration, our event, inviting Guardians to hop in, play some activities, get some fun rewards, and bake cookies for their favorite vendors in our tower. So, Tom, just a really brief description for folks that may not know what the Dawning is.
Yeah, so the Dawning, you slay our enemies, you collect them as ingredients.
Weiß nicht, für mich ist das immer so befremdlich, die Rüstungen, die da immer reinkommen. Das ist alles so JRPG-mäßig.
Which could be, you know, a spicy weapon roll.
Macht dann so ein bisschen für mich jetzt persönlich, ich meine, ne? Boah, schaut mich mal wieder ein. Wem das gefällt, ist ja alles in Ordnung, aber für mich persönlich macht das so ein bisschen dieses Destiny-Feeling halt kaputt, wenn der einen auf einmal so so ein Hase neben mir rumhüpft oder so ein, was weiß ich.
Just by playing the game, or if you want to snag it from Eververse for silver, go right on ahead. But also on top of this cosmetic, we have new weapons that are going to be in the Dawning.
Yeah. So we have a burst linear fusion rifle, a breach grenade launcher, and a precision sidearm.
Auf der anderen Seite habe ich natürlich auch den Sturmtruppler. Ja.
It's like covered in ice, and then as you fire, it'll slowly
Es
melt
ist
away
halt
the ice.
ein MMO.
Oh, perfect.
Like
All right.
game.
Oh, and sorry, I have one correction being whispered in my ear. Dungeon race starts at 9 a.m. Daylight savings time strikes again.
Gets us every time.
Every time. Oof. All right. So with that Dawning preview over, we are at the end of our show. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. As I said earlier, it has been a monumental effort. A ton of folks throughout the team have been crafting this experience, collaborating with Lucasfilm Games, and really just making something for you, our players. And we really, really hope you enjoy it. So thank you for coming. We're going to kick it back to our launch trailer here in case you missed it at the top. And again, if you missed the Vidoc launch trailer, check out our YouTube. And after this, stick around. We're going to be handing it off to one of our community members, Leopard Stealth, a friend to us for many ages, a guardian of all time. But also, I don't believe he existed before 2004, I've been told. So, 04 or bust. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Der Launch von Destiny 1 war 2004. Gut, ja. Der Trailer nochmal, dann gucken wir es nochmal kurz an.
You were supposed to protect the people, not rule them.
Das macht schon ein Feeling, ne?
The time of guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
Das Problem ist halt bloß, wenn nur der Star Wars Vibe das Ganze interessant macht, dann ist halt schon vorbei, quasi.
Waiting so long for this. Dredge and hope.
They've shown me a vision I can't shake. New Cabal, the Barrent Imperium, sprung up out of nowhere across the system. That doesn't just happen. It's the Nine. And I'm putting together
Not actual Gameplay steht extra dran.
What do you say, weapon?
Welcome to the new Mars. Now the only law in Tharsis is the gun on your hip and the light in your hands.
Übrigens seit
You'll do well
Edge of Fate sind wir auch nicht mehr der Hüter, jetzt sind wir die Waffe.
I don't relish doing business with these leeches. But we need to find out what the Dredgen are after.
You crave justice. Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much? It's time to take the fight to the Imperium.
Finish it. The Imperium is yours to lead. You will fall. The next time we meet.
Not actual Gameplay, das ist verwirrend für mich.
Only one play left.
Echt verwirrend für mich, weil nächste Woche kommt's raus. Das ist sehr verwirrend. Ja, thanks for watching. Genau dasselbe sage ich auch. Gut. Was nehmen wir daraus mit? Im Trailer steht Not Actual Gameplay. Finde ich jetzt bedenklich, muss ich ehrlich sagen. Weil nächste Woche kommt es raus, wie gesagt, am 2. Was soll da dann jetzt noch nicht final sein? Das ist schon mal gefährlich, komischer Hint. Das andere, was ich persönlich damit habe, ist halt, sie machen dabei noch Werbung für Dawning und so weiter. Die gibt es immer, jedes Jahr. Das ist auch im Prinzip scheißegal, das interessiert mich. Und das Einzige, was das ganze Ding verkauft, ist tatsächlich die Star Wars Kollaboration. Sonst nichts. Es gibt neue Waffen, das ist mehr Destiny. Was will man aber auch erwarten? Sie haben ja im Prinzip eigentlich den Plan gehabt, das einfach so rauszuhauen, weil sie halt gedacht haben wahrscheinlich, dass es nicht so einbricht. Und dass wahrscheinlich Marathon in der Zeit dann schon ein bisschen gut läuft, aber ist halt nicht der Fall. Jetzt stehen sie wahrscheinlich vor dem ganzen Scherbenhaufen und müssen das irgendwie zusammenkehren. Bloß, wer soll das denn zusammenkehren? Das ist extrem gefährlich, gerade was da bei Bungie passiert. Also für die Leute, die da arbeiten. Für uns ist das scheißegal. Wir können ja auch einfach dann was anderes zocken. Wenn die Marke da den Bach runtergeht oder verkauft wird an ein anderes Studio, was auch immer. Aber die sitzen da in der Bredouille. Und ich glaube, die sitzen da ganz schön hart in der Bredouille jetzt. Sind sie quasi vor der Klippe und Messer an der Brust. Und wenn noch einer ein bisschen stuppt, dann ist da, also etwas schubst, dann ist da Ende Gelände. Dann segeln die da runter, ohne dass jemand die fangen kann. Ja, das Ding verkauft sich bestimmt. Ob es sich ausreichend verkauft? Keine Ahnung. Das kann ich ganz schwer einschätzen. Ich will da auch so gar nichts eigentlich sagen, weil die persönliche Meinung von mir ist wahrscheinlicherweise nicht. Nur Star Wars, nur weil Star Wars ist, klar werden Hardcore-Fans das kaufen. Vielleicht wird der ein oder andere Star Wars Content Creator auch mal in sein Portfolio mit aufnehmen fürs Anzuzocken und sagen, was ist das? Dann ist vielleicht wieder so, oh, das ist ein cooles Spiel, das macht Spaß, ne? So die Mechaniken. Die Waffen, okay, sind cool, ja, es ist auch wieder der Star Wars Collab-Punkt, der da mit reinspielt, der das Ganze verkaufen soll und, ne, natürlich, aber da gibt es Star Wars Battlefront 2, meine Fresse, wenn jemand immer das Feeling haben will, spielt er das. Und ansonsten, die Spielmodi, man hat jetzt nur Evasion gesehen und das andere, wie hieß das, keine Ahnung, weiß schon nicht mehr, aber das ist im Prinzip auch das, was wir immer und immer und immer wieder haben und haben werden anscheinend, bis sie dann die Kurve noch rumreisen können oder halt nicht. Ich meine, es kam ja auch eine Umfrage-Mail, wer öfters mal bei Bungie sich da angemeldet hat, einen Account hat und so, der kriegt öfters mal so Umfrage-Mails. Wie würden Sie Ihr Destiny-Erlebnis bewerten? Und dann kommen da verschiedene Fragen. Da kann man Rankings machen, was man zuerst geändert haben will und so. Kam bei der letzten. Also die versuchen da jetzt schon was rumzureißen, aber ich glaube, dafür sind sie relativ spät dran. Das kriegen sie so schnell nicht gebacken, dass sie da noch irgendwie jetzt was großartig rennen können. Ich glaube, da rollen erstmal noch richtig Köpfe und Stellen von Arbeitsplätzen werden da definitiv gestrichen, glaube ich, bevor da irgendwas noch in eine positive Richtung umschwenken könnte. Was soll ich sagen? Ich spiel's, weil ich trotzdem Bock drauf habe, ja. Es wird auch bestimmt eine Woche Spaß machen. Oder 2. Der Dungeon. Ja, es wird ein Dungeon sein. Ne? Mit ein bisschen Star Wars Allüren und natürlich die Rewards auch ein bisschen Star Wars mäßig vielleicht. Vielleicht ist die Rüstung noch ganz cool, ich weiß es nicht. Aber ich glaube, die Everversum-Rüstungen sind eher priorisiert, was natürlich absolut scheiße ist dann für die eigentliche Gameplay-Rüstung, die man sich so quasi über das Gameplay vom Spiel erspielt. Aber das ist alles schon Schnee von gestern im Prinzip, weil interessant ist es nicht mehr für, glaube ich, die Gaming-Welt. Ich glaube, interessant ist das Thema Destiny im Moment echt nicht mehr für die Gaming-Welt. Ja, Da können wir einfach nur abwarten, was das nächste Jahr so dann bringt. Wie die IP verkauft, an ein anderes Studio weitergereicht, whatever. Oder ist es wieder allen Erwartungen und meines Pessimismus, muss man ja mittlerweile sagen, was ich dem Thema gegenüber habe, dann doch so, dass es sich komplett wieder ein Comeback hier erarbeitet. Wir werden es sehen, ne? In diesem Sinne, genug geschwallert. Danke fürs Zusehen, fürs Einschalten, auch auf YouTube und auf Twitch natürlich. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin, noch einen schönen Tag, schönen Abend. Haut rein. Ciao.